Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and we are back yet again to talk about the upcoming Walmart CollectorCon, which will be taking place March 13th and 14th. This is a little bit of a discussion video. What can you expect to see for sale on the various days? Keep in mind, like I said, there are 2 days, the 13th and the 14th. And so far, we'll just say, of their sneak peeks, there's a little smattering of something for everyone. If you like wrestling, if you like Hasbro, Marvel Legends, and G.I. Joe and whatnot. And it's actually kind of on the lighter side, which I do appreciate. And I think a lot of you out there will definitely appreciate. That's not to say that what we're going to be talking about today will be all that they offer, but as of right now, these are the sneak peeks. So we're going to have some fun talking about them. It's always fun for a Walmart CollectorCon, but just remember, as I always say, relax. You'll get the figures if you'd like. If you would like to pre-order them, I will put affiliate links down in the description below when it comes time. Again, March 13th and March 14th, they will be available for you in the description. Easy peasy, making your life easy peasy. So let's kick it off with March 13th. This is going to be day number 1 of the Walmart CollectorCon, probably the first of 2025, we'll just say. We're going to kick it off with Playmates toys. Like I said, there's just one. We're talking about one offering, which ain't too shabby. Now, this is from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kinda, sorta. We'll just say it's a retro reissue of the Military Turtles. Everybody remembers those. I still have, well, I think we got at least 3 out of the 4. I don't think I ever had Michelangelo, but they're going to be touting this as the classic mutant military bundle, which includes Lieutenant Leo, Raph the Green Teen Beret, Navy SEAL Mike, and Delta Team Dawn. So you get all 4 characters, all 4 bros. They're on individual packaging, and they're all in that white box with the green lettering, and we've seen this many times. How much is this going to set you back? It's going to be $46. So if you want it, you can totally grab it. That's roughly $10 and change for each one. You can clearly see, you get the figure. They're going to be the basic retro-styled figures. Old figures brought back to life, and you get various accessories with each of them. And now that I'm looking at Donatello, I have the figure, but I definitely do not have all of that accessory action going for him. So again, it'll be cool to have. Yeah, Michelangelo, never had that figure, but I definitely remember, and this is the one that stands out, Leonardo. I also have the Beret Raphael, but I think Leonardo is definitely the one that stands out. So here they all are, packaged up, ready to go. The Mutant Military Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That definitely takes me back. There's no pizza points on the back, unfortunately. But again, if you want them, I'll put the links down in the description below. Moving on to Hasbro. Hasbro is going to have definitely more than just one offering. So we're going to be going for Star Wars first. They're going to be doing the anniversary of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I think a lot of people out there really gravitate towards this. Me, personally, I saw the movie in theaters years ago. The whole trilogy thing didn't do it for me then, still doesn't do it for me. They're largely unwatchable, I'm just going to tell you. But what makes Star Wars fun sometimes are the toys. That's when you can kind of disconnect and go, oh, yeah, there's still some fun to be had when the shows and the movies aren't all that great. Celebrating the 20th anniversary. Like I said, I saw that in theaters. That just, wow. Woo! The anniversary of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. The Tactical Ops Trooper figure is inspired by Episode 3 in the classic prequel trilogy. So the Black Series Tactical Ops. Again, Black Series is the 6-inch scale. He does look pretty cool. I'll give it to you. It's just a clone, but that's one thing where we got to differentiate on who Star Wars these days, and especially some of the toys, because everything seems to be clones and repurpose, and is one of those things. However, I will have some Star Wars videos coming up soon. We're going to have some fun with it. Star Wars stuff that I like to talk about, like Shadows of the Empire. But again, if you'd like this Tactical Ops Trooper, you can totally grab him. As with Kit Fisto. Now, I enjoy an alien Jedi. He looks really cool. He did get killed pretty easy, if I remember correctly. I think it was by Palpatine when they discovered that he's Darth Sidious or whatever. I just always thought that was kind of ridiculous. But again, celebrating the 20th anniversary, he's fully articulated. He comes with his green lightsaber. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. If you want to add this guy to the old collection, here he is all packaged up, ready to go. That old packaging, for those of you that maybe weren't around during this movie and when all this stuff came out, or maybe you just don't remember, stuff sat on the shelves. I do remember the packaging. I remember, and this was my favorite, and I think the only purchase I made was the Darth Vader with his mechanical shackles. It's at the very end where they kind of raise him up and he does the no thing, and you can put them all together. Like everything is like piecemeal, legs, arms. That's still a cool figure. Hasbro, you should make that one, since you love your expressions for Darth Vader, right? Every time they get on those live things, they're like, we got an expression for you. Get ready with the new blue punch card. It's Darth Vader. And everybody goes, what? No. All right, I've had my fun with Star Wars. Anyways, moving on to Marvel Legends. This one's definitely right up my alley. From the 1977 Spider-Man movie featuring, and this is pretty cool, Nicholas Hammond. So this is the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. I don't know how I saw this. I remember it was on television somehow, some way. And I just remember going like, whoa, there's like, you know, growing up and watching the DC Comics, Batman movies and all that kind of stuff. And then you see that, you're like, there's a Spider-Man movie? This was long before the whole Tobey Maguire thing. But it was pretty cool. And I like the look of this Spider-Man. I like the eyes. It's just very retro, homemade, before the whole MCU stuff with the homemade. Yeah, this is stuff I can deal with. Anyways, he comes with the web splats. He comes with a web line. As I've said a bunch of different times and looking at a bunch of different Spider-Mans over the years, I don't think that those accessories really do all that much for you. It's just kind of like, yeah, there they are. You do get extra hands. It's cool. He's got punchy hands. He's got open hands. I just like him for the cool belt, the mask. He's got the little web shooter wrist gauntlets. It's totally my thing. I like the box too. Everything about this. Heck yeah. Spider-Man 77. Yes, most definitely I'll be grabbing this Spider-Man. Moving on to G.I. Joe Classified. This is a new reveal. Richard Crystal Ball King. He's a 6-inch G.I. Joe Classified figure. Yo Joe. G.I. Joe explodes into a larger-than-life era with 6-inch action figures. If you've all been living under a rock the last couple years. But the G.I. Joe Classified series evolves the retro toy figure fans know and love into a highly articulated 6-inch... Oh my god, okay. We get the idea. Classic Richard Crystal Ball King-inspired design features a classic design updated to bring the Cobra hypnotist and paranormal scientist into the modern era with 8 accessory pieces inspired by the character's rich history. This friggin' toy looks awesome. It's like a H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu looking son of a gun. Again, I don't collect G.I. Joe Classified. I appreciate them from afar, but that's pretty rad. He comes with a gun, extra hand, a glowing orb, alternate head. I mean, that is really awesome. Now, it doesn't seem to say anything about this, but it looks like it would glow in the dark. And I mean, what a missed opportunity if it doesn't glow in the dark, because that is just awesome. That looks freaking cool. He's got a shield with the snakes and the eyes. And yeah, if you'd like Richard Crystal Ball King, he's going to set you back $25 roughly. Yeah, you can grab him on March 13th. By the way, Walmart CollectorCon starts up at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. East. So you East Coasters, you get to sleep in a little bit. But us West Coasters, we got it rough, I tells you. Yeah, it's not so bad, but you get the idea. Moving on to Transformers. These ones are going to be part of the Age of the Primes Deluxe class. This one is Cybertron Sideways, which it looks cool, I guess. It doesn't do anything for me, but the Cybertron 20th anniversary, celebrate the anniversary of Transformers. Cybertron animated series that debuted 20 years ago. Wow, that is Insane. Cybertron debut. Again, talking about it like Revenge of the Sith, right? Sideways action figure that's 5.5 inch, which is 14 centimeters. Sideways action figure toy features deco and detail inspired. They always say that. It's got the premium detail and the deco. And you look at some of these Transformers and you go, I guess. I don't know about that. But if you are into Sideways, if you'd like to pick this up, he'll set you back $25. And I'll have the link down in the description below. Continuing on with Transformers, there's going to be two of them. You got the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Cybertron Excellion. So from that same universe, looks cool for a Transformer, I guess. Kind of thought originally it was going to be Hot Rod, but no, this one is called Excellion, right? It's going to be like one of those buzzwords that just keeps kids going, wow, heck yeah. So basically, you got two from the Cybertron universe, you got Sideways, and then you got Excellion. So if you want them, links down in the description below. We're switching companies now to Mattel. Mattel's going to have a few offerings on both days, just FYI. The first one up is for Masters of the Universe, which, first and foremost, I can appreciate the price for this. It's going to be $21.74, which I always round it out $22, but the 7-inch scale Faker from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse collection, 30 points of articulation. It looks pretty cool. Comes with a couple accessories. You got a shield, you got a sword, you got an axe, all of that to fake out your enemies. So if you're into Masterverse, if you like Motu, then yeah, I could definitely see this being right up your alley. It's from the Vintage Collection. The box looks great. If you got the He-Man, you got the Skeletor, you got to get yourself a Faker. Now, this right here is pretty cool. So this is the Masterverse She-Ra action figure. We have seen She-Ra's, if I'm not mistaken, in the Masters of the Universe line. This one, of course, is the anniversary of the TV series, She-Ra and the Princess of Power. So they're bringing her into the Masterverse in a more like souped up, realistic take. Looks pretty cool. This is going to be in the new Etheria designs, right? So kind of, again, amplifying her a little bit. 7-inch scale. She's got the shield with the little crystal in there. You got the sword, a couple extra hands. She looks wild. Nice cloth cape. Yeah, heck yeah. If you're a fan of She-Ra, I could definitely see this being right up your alley. So you got Faker, you got She-Ra for the Masters Universe for Mattel. That's going to be on March 13th. Moving on to Super 7. So this is going to be more in the realm of their, we'll say, kind of what they're doing at Target with the Thundercats. So they're going to do the Iron Giant. This is a 7-inch figure, 11 points of articulation, comes with a little mini Hogarth figure. But this time around, it's packaged on a blister card. So it looks great. Great artwork all the way around. Again, 7-inch scale, fully articulated, but the articulation is 11 points, just FYI. But it looks cool. If you're a fan of the Iron Giant, this might be right up your alley. But I have to say, and I think a lot of people look at this and go, oh, you know, the price is a little bit. It's $35. And that's kind of where you kind of have to go, oh, man, I really like the Iron Giant. It's just kind of a hefty price tag for what you get. It does say that it comes with a little mini Hogarth figure, although in the press photos, there's no Hogarth. So hopefully he's in there somewhere, unless it's a misprint. But it says 1.5-inch Hogarth, just FYI. Again, if you like the Iron Giant, it's a no-brainer. Go grab him. But it is one of those things where with Super 7, I often have to talk about the price. It's just something that comes up because you look at what's in the box and you go, ugh, you know, one of those things. Again, moving on for $85. This seems to be a little bit more up Super 7's alley, right? The price tag, it's cool looking. This is the Super 7 Iron Giant Super Cyborg. Those Super Cyborgs are pretty dang cool. I do lament the fact that I did not grab the Krang's Android to go with my TMNT Ultimates. One of these days, I'm going to have to get them. I think they're restocking, hopefully on Entertainment Earth. But this is going to have 5 removable panels. You've got the 1.5-inch Hogarth accessory figure, which leads me to believe now in reading this that it might be a typo for the other one because you don't see him at all. So probably scratch the fact you don't get the Hogarth, and they really meant to write it for this. Just FYI. He stands at 11 inches tall. It's pretty rad. You pull off all the pieces, you get to see the underlying parts and pieces. You'll see how it kind of stacks up 11 inches tall to the 3.75-inch reaction scale. It's pretty darn awesome, I have to say. I like this. I do like how Super 7 incorporates all those Japanese tropes of their toys, and it really form fits it to what then Super 7 does. It's fun. It's meant to be fun. It's cool. It's interesting. The company does different things, but sometimes, as we talked about with the price, it doesn't exactly match what you get, but that's kind of like the deal with, well, if you like this, it's probably going to have a rhyme and a reason of why they have to be more expensive. I know everyone out there is an expert these days, and they say all this kinds of stuff, but at the end of the day, only they know. And if you choose to buy it, you buy it. And again, you can grab it for $85 on the Walmart app if you'd like. You can see all the pretty photos, him all disassembled, re-put back together. There's the box. Very cool. And again, I like when they have the Japanese writing. It always looks so sleek and stylish. They do a great job with their packaging as well. Now, moving on to McFarlane Toys, we got a couple offerings to talk about. First and foremost, we have the new Keanu Reeves Berserker action figure. A lot of stuff blowing up about that. Comic books, believe they're making a movie. This is going to be a cool, interesting action figure. I think it's going to be right up a lot of people's alleys. I can't show you photos just yet, but of course I will post during Walmart CollectorCon and all that. But multiple head portraits, multiple weapons. Just wait for that. It's a pretty interesting action figure. They got lots of swap out parts and pieces. But if you're into the whole anime, military, destruction, carnage, yeah, this will probably be right up your alley. And like I said, I'll put the links down in the description below. These are not exactly live, but it was announced as of this video via McFarlane Toys. We're also going to be getting the manga spawn, the robot spawn. This is a reissue. It comes with a Todd McFarlane signed card, so that's all pretty cool. This was an interesting design way back in the day, and it still is. It's still pretty gnarly. So if you want this signed version, yeah, Walmart will definitely be the place to be. Hopefully we see a lot more Spawn. There were a few on display at Toy Fair, stuff also that we couldn't really take photos of just yet, but more stuff is happening in the world of Spawn. For you DC Multiverse collectors, we're not licked just yet. We have the Azrael Batman Nightmare Edition. So this is going to be the black and gold, just like the song. Azrael, Jean-Paul Valley, he looks pretty stellar. So if you missed him the first go around, this kind of harkens back to an old Kenner release, kind of, sort of. It works with that black and gold motif that McFarlane likes to do with a couple of their figures. But yeah, Walmart is going to be the exclusive place to grab this Nightmare Edition Batman. He looks pretty solid overall, and yeah, it just gives the opportunity to others who maybe missed the first one that was incredibly difficult to get. But there you go. You can grab yourself a Nightfall Batman. Now, moving on to NECA Toys. This is definitely going to be one I am going to be grabbing. It's one that I've definitely been looking forward to. I'm a huge fan of the TMNT adventures from Archie Comics. This is the Stump Wrestling Ace Duck. Totally different take from every other iteration of Ace Duck. He is essentially an alien duck. He fights in the wrestling. He gets his butt kicked by Bloodbath, and, well, there you go. That's really the only time you see Ace Duck is in the stump wrestling arena. But he comes with a number of extra hands. He comes with a number of extra heads, and you got a chair to then use with your other wrestling figures from stump wrestling, like Leatherhead, right? Or the Turtles, and you can knock him right in the back of the head. He has his tiny little wings in the back. That's part of the design. Don't worry. They are there. He doesn't have the full-on Playmates wings, all that jazz. If we're talking about Super 7 prices, we have to mention NECA prices. This is going to be $50. He is a big, oversized figure, just FYI, but prices are going up, and they are not probably going to be stopping anytime soon. It's not just with toys, it's across the board. So I hope everyone's having fun so far, right? Man, oh man. But yes, like I said, if this be your thing, Ace Duck with his Speedo, at least they got him packing, right? That's one thing. If you're going to do a Space Ace Duck, you got to have him packing. What are we talking about anymore? $50 on the Walmart app come March 13th. Links down in the description below. But the Archie world of the TMNT is not the only place we're going to be heading. We also have the Mirage Comics continuity, and that, of course, brings us to Chote, or Choate, regardless of who's spelling it. But kind of, sort of, the old Playmates figure that's really hard to come by. But this is the true Mirage character. He'll go nice with your Savanti Romero figures, Renette, the Turtles, all of that. He is a samurai, and then he becomes a Ronin with no master. He's a good guy / bad guy, that kind of deal, but he's a dinosaur samurai. That's pretty darn cool. Comes with a number of different accessories. I'm excited for this guy. This is fun. It comes with a cloak, robe. You got the stick with the flame, and you got the hats. Man, oh man. See, that's the other thing, though. $50. Like, ugh. I mean, he's a bigger figure, but it's like, oh man, $50. Good thing I like you so much, NECA Toys. But man, the prices, they keep going up and up. And with that said, we're moving on now to March 14th, day 2 of this Walmart CollectorCon madness. Again, we're going to be heading back to Mattel. Mattel and Hot Wheels are going to be having this Hot Wheels Boulevard 25 car factory set. I'm going to read this off because I want to get this right. This is the die-cast 1/64th scale sports car, Walmart exclusive, of course. Comes in this big box set, reads off every single car you're going to be getting. Nice presentation overall. $161, just going to say that's definitely some pricey cars, but I know a lot of Hot Wheel collectors are definitely into their cars, so if you like it, you can definitely pick it up. Now, moving on to WWE or WWF or whatever it's called. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about wrestling. I do know who Jerry the King Lawler is, but my knowledge ends after the name, so don't expect any follow-up questions to be answered appropriately unless I have to really do some research and look it up. The WWE Elite Monday Night action figure recreate moments from the battles between WWE superstars and WCW legends. These figures do come with Build-A-Figure parts, essentially. You do get Lawler in his little king hats and the jackets. And I've learned my lesson. You can't say anything about these wrestling figures because then somebody will go, oh, you're making fun of it. And no, I'm not. It's just, wrestling is funny to me. It is entertaining. But with all these parts and pieces, you can build the trillionaire Ted DiBiase. And if I said that wrong, don't worry about it. Jerry the King Lawler will set you back $23 if you're after him, as will the WWE Monday Night War Elite Collection Albert action figure. It's going to be the same deal. It's got a lot of body hair. You guys wonder why I have anything to say about wrestling sometimes. This is funny to me. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever you want to do. He also comes with the Build-A-Figure pieces for the Trillionaire Ted figure. And then we also have the Hulk Hogan action figure. This is the Monday Night War Elite Collection Hollywood Hogan. Yeah, I don't know about Hollywood Hogan anymore, Hulk Hogan in general, but yes, he does come with the figures for Ted. And then moving on to the final figure to build old Trillionaire Ted, the Great Muta action figure. Again, he's going to come with parts and pieces for the Trillionaire Ted. He comes with extra hands. He's got some cloth goods. Great paint on these figures. So if you want these, well, March 14th is the time to be on the Walmart app, and then subsequently after, once they hit stores, you can pick them up then as well. Moving on to now a higher price point figure, $33 for the Monday Night War Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank God we have a wrestler that I actually know. And back then when I watched wrestling, because Stone Cold said so. And I gotta say, that's cool. It's always nice to talk about something that I actually know about. I liked Steve Austin. I liked The Rock. I liked that era. Mankind. That was a lot of fun. I had the video games, N64. That was awesome. So this is going to have that true FX technology, recreate entrance and moves with 30 points of articulation. Includes multiple heads, hands, accessories. You get the idea. He also comes with like 2 beer cans. That's cool. You don't see that in like Marvel Legends and all that kind of stuff. DC Multiverse. Heck yeah. It's having some fun. It's a, dare I say, a collector's line. What? Nuts. He also comes with a pair of handcuffs and some short jean shorts. So again, why do I ever rag on wrestling sometimes? Because of stuff like that. It makes me laugh. He also has a knee brace. Interesting. There you go. $33 if you want Stone Cold Steve Austin. I like Stone Cold's television show. I don't even know if that's still on, but it was a ways ago. It was, he puts people into the wilderness and pits them against each other. It was interesting. It's like total Stone Cold Steve Austin thing to do. Moving on, we have the $70 WWE Elite Collection Awesome Truth 3-pack. Okay, I mean, hey, why not, right? You get a bunch of stuff in there. You get belts, you get cloth goods, you get a table where you can display the belts. That's kind of interesting. And it's just overall, you get R-Truth, The Miz, and Triple H. And how do I know those names? I'm looking at the packaging. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. But hey, if you want it, $70 is the price it's going to be. And then, well, this one's just funny to me. This is the $23 WWE Elite John Cena. Again, yay, someone that I know. You can't even see him. I learned this joke the hard way. I didn't know anything about John Cena way back when. And then when they started doing all this kind of stuff and people makes jokes, and after a while, I caught on. So that whole thing about, I can't see him. I mean, there's nothing in the box. It's crazy. It's really funny. So totally dig it. I like John Cena. I think he's a good actor. I like him in Peacemaker, right? The DC universe. That's cool. Interesting to see where that will go in the future. But again, $23 for this crystal clear, nothing in the box John Cena. Although you do get extra head portraits, a hat, a necklace, and some extra hands. Now, with all those wrestling figures we just talked about, you're definitely going to need a playset to put them in. So for $40, you can get the WWE Money in the Bank Cash In Ring playset with accessories, 2 play modes, 40 plus sounds and phrases. That's awesome. It's got electronics to it for $40. Way to go. Mattel, look at this thing. It's got a little platform. You push down on it. The wrestlers fly into each other. Heck yeah. That's pretty darn awesome. I see a lot of WWE, WF collections, whatever you call it these days, but man, people have some astounding collections out there. And look at that. It's all set up. You got the wrestlers. Heck yeah, that's awesome. This kid, he's astounded by what he's seeing. I'm going to say his dad probably bought it for his wrestling collection, but the kid can have fun with it. He probably breaks into his dad's collection room and goes, finally, I get to play with this stuff. But you get the idea. You got Money in the Bank playset, $40, which is pretty impressive. I got to say, that price tag, not too shabby for a giant playset. So if you want it, you can definitely grab it. Heading back now to Hasbro. We're still talking about Star Wars. So for day 2, March 14th, we have some more Revenge of the Sith figures. This is how they got you. They got you coming back for 2 days because they want you buying more, right? You know how that goes. Revenge of the Sith, Count Dooku, which, let's just be honest, when I saw Revenge of the Sith and they were like, well, this is Count, well, even before that with Attack of the Clones and everything, I was like, oh, this is Count Dooku. I'm like, oh man, you had to go with that name. Okay. Whatever happened to Darth Tyrannus? Why didn't that name stick? That was a lot better name than Count Dooku. Come on. This character looks awesome. I really think that they captured the likeness of Christopher Lee. I like the little swoosh right there in the lightsaber. As you'll soon see when I do some Star Wars videos, I'm really going to kind of deep dive into, well, why don't they have these things? And don't tell me it's the licensing and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I know the Star Wars license is what they say. Oh, it's so expensive. We can only do the bare minimum. Fine. Be as it may, it still doesn't make that, oh, wow, these are great action figures. Just kind of like, oh, this is like bare bones minimum. But when they do cool stuff like that, heck yeah. So yes, the technology is there. The action figures are really cool, but sometimes the pricing for what you get, I mean, this guy's 25, so it's not too outlandish. You got that packaging we already talked about. You got the 2 lightsabers. And I know it's a bit of a reissue. I think there's a new head portrait on them. It's basically the same accessories and whatnot. They probably upgraded the paint apps and whatnot like they usually do. But this is not something I'm going to pre-order. If I see it in stores, this might be one that I get. I'm pretty sure I don't have Count Dooku when he was originally released with the red black box series, that kind of deal. But hey, I'll have to check. But this one, I think, looks much better than the prior release. And then we have, to round it out, this is the R2-D2 from Revenge of the Sith. All of these, if you didn't guess by now, are going to be Walmart exclusive. The whole Revenge of the Sith line, Walmart wanted it, they got it. So you're going to have to go there and grab it. R2-D2 looks cool. It's kind of like a reissue, parts and pieces. Got the little jet thrusters. That was just ridiculous. Sometimes it was just slapstick humor with that old Star Wars. You see him all packaged up. He's got all his accessories, crazy amount of accessories for this little guy. If you want them, $25 for the little tiny droid with a bunch of accessories. Just keep that in mind. But all that being said, yeah, I'm definitely after this one. So recently, Hasbro goes, oh, we're going to do this game reverse thing. And I thought, okay, well, I can pass on a lot of stuff. But oh, lo and behold, they're going to be doing Spirit Spider. Now, I know this character, didn't know anything about it. I knew it was like a video game skin. He was in the comics. I think it was the whole Spider-Verse thing or whatever they did with that. They called him originally Ghost Spider. Then they called that Gwen Stacy Ghost Spider. Spirit Spider, Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call them. I kind of like the idea that if you call them Spider of Vengeance, that would be kind of awesome as well. But regardless, it's a Ghost Rider Spider-Man. He looks awesome. Flaming blue head with that cool paint deco, and he's got the feet. He's web whipping. He's awesome. So this is the one and only one that I will be grabbing from the new Gamerverse line. He comes with extra hands. I love the design on the chest. Heck yeah. I saw this guy boxed up, packaged, ready to go at Toy Fair. Looks awesome in package. Definitely will be grabbing him. So very few for me this time around, but hey, I bet you there's something for everyone, like I said. And if you are interested in anything we were talking about today, again, links down in the description below. But before I let you guys run, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. This is great going through all of them. Like I said, there may be more added after this video, and it's happened before. It'll probably happen again. March 13th and 14th, each day starting at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. East. So set your clocks, set your calendars, and make sure you wake up nice and early if you want to pre-order them. And I'm going to tell you flat out, do not stress, do not freak out. Don't go, oh my God, it's 7 a.m., it's 10 a.m., they're not up yet. What do I do? They will go up. And then also, as we've seen many, many times, they will probably be readily available eventually. And then you'll find them in the stores. And then later on, they'll go to massive clearance. So grab what you want that you really love and get them. And then other stuff that you're kind of on the fence about, just wait. Just wait and see what happens. Remember, though, if you wait, it's not always guaranteed. So that's also the flip side of it. But just take your time. And if you don't want it, don't get it right now. But if you really do want it, like I want that Ghost Rider Spider-Man, I'm definitely going to get him. And if he goes on clearance later, it's whatever. It's fine. I've had him all this time, and now somebody else can get him at a lower price. You pick and you choose, right? That's how it goes. Just have fun collecting. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys soon. Adios.